Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jupiter James and this is Astro Motivation, where I awaken the astrologer within you and aim to give you a little inspiration and motivation per your unique placement within your birth chart. You know, I really do feel that before a time of iPhones and iPads and I this and I that, we were a culture and a society that were better able to look up at the stars and understand exactly what the universe wanted from us. And it is with that language and with that knowledge that we were able to look down at our birth charts to see exactly where our dreams were and how to get them. And so if that sounds good to you, let's get into it. Today we're going to get into Mercury in the 10th house. Okay, now Mercury in the 10th house is going to give me the energy of someone within their career that is always being the one that has to give the big speeches, the one that is always narrating, orating to people about what needs to get done and what needs to happen. Okay, this is a very managerial type placement, or a person who has the reputation of being very social and has a lot of information within their career. All right, but before we go ahead and get into that, let's just go ahead and separate the aspects. That way we are better able to understand them fully. And we're not just confined to Mercury in the 10th house, okay? Now, Mercury is the planet of your thought process, all right? This is the planet of, for me as an astrologer, if I want to see where your mind is focused on, what you are always thinking about, I'm going to look for Mercury, all right? If I also want to know what subjects you like to talk about and think about, and you can talk circles around, I would look for Mercury, all right? Mercury is the planet of your thoughts, your mental process, and the house that Mercury is in will show me where, if you use your mental fortitude, if you use your mental focus in that area of life, you will come out on top as far as or if you speak about a certain theme that Mercury is pointing to within your birth chart, it will be a place within your birth chart that people will listen to, that people go, wow, you are so eloquent in that subject. Wow, like you are a master at that subject. That's what Mercury shows me as an astrologer, okay? Now, the 10th house is ruled by Capricorn and it is ruled by Saturn. Now, no matter what planet, no matter what sign may be on your 10th house, know that the default out of the packaging underlining layer of your birth chart, of the birth chart, is going to be ruled by Saturn and Capricorn. Okay, the 10th house is ruled by Saturn and Capricorn, and this is, you know, a lot of people always miss this little tidbit, but the 10th house is very karmic. It is extremely karmic because it is ruled by Saturn. Okay, this is the house of who you are meant to be in the world. This is your, I like to call it your energetic address. All right, when you go out in the world and you go out and have a drink, you know what the first thing people ask you is, what do you do? And what they're really asking you is, how do I energetically address you? Do I look down at you or do I look up to you? All right, and that in it and of itself is karmic, okay? That reputation that you carry in life, or that you get to become in life, is karmic, all right? And there is a lot of work that has to be done to get to the dream that you hold for yourself, or the goal or the career that you have for yourself. And that is what Capricorn shows. I mean, the 10th house shows. It shows who you will become and who you will be and what your career will be for you, all right? And that in and of itself is karmic because it requires a lot of hard work. It requires a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to when that person asks you who you are, you say, oh, I do such and such. Oh, I am so and so. You see? So this is also somewhat the house of the father, but we're not going to really get into that. But anyway, this is what that will show. Now, Mercury in the 10th. Mercury in the 10th is going to show me someone who is always thinking about their career. You are always thinking about, what can you do to be a better employee? What can you do to be a better colleague? What can you do to be a better coworker? What can you do to be a better underling that can work their way up to do? You're like, okay, do I go tomorrow? I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do it 5 times faster, 5 times better, and then that way in a year I can get a promotion, and that way I can get the house. You are always thinking about your legacy. Ultimately, you're thinking about, okay, I need to work my way up that ladder. I need to be a good employee. I need to navigate this way in my career. I need to do this to get that, to do that. Like, this is very much like someone who has the mind of almost like a hustler. Okay, you're like, and then I mean this in a good way. You're going to be someone that is always thinking about, what can I do to get higher in my career? What can I do? Can I do this? Can I do that? What can I do to get the bag? What can I do? And so this is what you are going to always be thinking about. Like when someone taps you on the shoulder and you're like spacing out and someone taps you on the shoulder and you go, huh? And they go, what are you thinking about? You're like, oh, I was thinking about something at my job that happened earlier today. That's gonna be you. It's like, you are always gonna be thinking about your job. That is where your mind is on in this life. And you could be someone that can give really good advice on how to be successful in your career, or how to get gains through by which of your career, you know? So with this placement, your career also will have an element of where you are always the one that's speaking and talking, and always you have the reputation of someone who's delegating, okay? This with Mercury here can give me very much someone who is like a CEO or a manager or a supervisor, or people who are always talking to the other employees, all right? You within your career are either always managing the other employees and letting them know what they need to do, or your career in it and of itself requires you to talk to people or talk to clients more so than other careers. You know, you especially, there's something unique about your career that requires you to use your voice, that requires you to relay information, that requires you to be speaking back and forth. So this gives me, think of like a lawyer. You know, a lawyer has to do what? Gather a bunch of information, get up on the stand and talk, okay? In order to get their job done, they need to be communicating to the judge, they need to be communicating to this one, they need to be communicating to that one. That, you see what I mean? So this isn't the people with Mercury in the 10th that would be not able to use their voice, okay? You probably go home and you need to go get some throat coat tea or something like that. You see what I mean? Like, because you've used your voice all day for your career. This could also be my singers. You could be a singer with this. You could be anyone within your career that you're using that throat chakra. That throat chakra is going to be used, all right? There's going to be days where your voice is worn out. You can't even speak. It's going to be to that extent and to that level with Mercury in the 10th house, okay? So, does this sound like you? Are you someone that's always thinking about your career? Does your career require you to use your voice? And a lot of it. Let me know in the comments below. And while you're at it, let me know the sign that your Mercury in the 10th house is, okay? And I'll let you know what you could be experiencing with that specific placement, all right? But with this placement, things may change a lot within your career. You may find yourself being a jack of all trades, or you may find that things just move quickly within your career, as far as like, okay, you did this job, it's not working, gotta go. You did this, it's not working, gotta go. It's not working, gotta go. And it could be like that in your career. You could be very busy. I've seen people with this placement be very, very busy. Their job requires them to be busy. You are busy, okay? It is hard to get in touch with you. It is hard to like lock you down, because you are going to be whizzing around. You're that busy, okay? So yeah, this is a very cool placement for anyone that plans to use their voice within their career, or that has to use their voice in your career. If you need a clue as to what my career should be, what am I meant to do in the world? You are meant to speak, all right? We are meant to hear you. We are meant to hear you, all right? Like, let us know what you got to say, because that is what you are meant to be known as. That is meant to be a part of your legacy, and that is meant to be a part as a way of how you make your money, all right? So I really do hope that you gain some clarity and some inspiration from this dissertation. I will see y'all on the next video. Have a great day. Bye.